Hey everyone, I'm Cousin Mike. I'm an artist and I would rather be making art or time lapses or, doing something that I enjoy that's productive. Instead, I'm making a video slash open letter to CelSys, the company that owns and makes Clip Studio Paint. I've had the software for years now. I've used version 1 for, 5+ years to make many things. I've really enjoyed it. And recently I bought version 2. And I really recommend the software over the competition. It's probably the best thing I've used for drawing, and especially comics, given the EX version has this awesome comic manager. I'm saying all these positive things because this is an open letter and a complaint to CelSys that I would love for them to address, but I kind of doubt it because, I'm a small account, but I really would like to get the word out there. This is where we get to the problem. Clip Studio did a big update to version 2 where they released an immensely confusing update path, which in itself it's its own laundry list of problems, right? I'm not going to address that here, because others have addressed it. It was confusing, people are still arguing about it, and people still don't know if you can buy a license to Clip Studio version 2, a perpetual license. You can. Kind of. So, they've updated their software in a way that only hurts paying customers, and I'm going to explain that as plainly as I can. So bear with me, I'm not good at explaining things. Okay. So, I'm going to set up a situation instead. I went out to draw at the local diner with my dad. I like to draw while I talk, helps me relax, and I'm very fidgety. But it's something I like to do. And I have it on I got a license for my desktop, and I got a license for my laptop. So, I've been using it for over a week at this point on both. I'm like, wow, I really like the software. I like the new update to the text tool, because, as a comic artist, text is important, and the less time I'm fiddling with that, the more time I'm enjoying drawing. So, again, I got a perpetual license. Okay, open up my laptop with the software, and Clip Studio tells me that I need to authenticate. And I'm like, what do you mean I have to authenticate? I own the software. I bought this license, and it's a perpetual one. As in, I'm not paying a monthly fee. I don't have to check in to see if, my license is expired. So, I'm like, I don't have the internet here, and I'm sat here with software that I own, a license that I own, and I'm not able to use it. So that's when I managed to get online, and I decided to look this up instead of enjoying my time drawing. I found out that they changed their DRM without saying anything. So, this is where I get to the point where I'm really upset, because they didn't list this up anywhere prior to updating to version 2. They're just like, oh, update to version 2, look at all these great new features you get. And just, surprise, you have to sign in every 24 hours, or you cannot buy you can't use the software that you bought. How is that acceptable? That's not acceptable at all. They didn't tell anyone. That's the biggest problem I have. It's not like, hey guys, if you update to our new version 2, you won't be able to use it offline. So, understandably, everyone's mad. It wasn't just me. People raged at them on Twitter and, spammed their email, just going like, this is BS, you shouldn't be doing this. And they updated it to be more than 24 hours. Great change. I'm really happy that they listened, because this is, a good move. You should be listening to your customers, because, we are paying for your software. We chose to pay for your software. So, you ask, Cousin Mike, how many hours, days, months, whatever, do you need between sign-ins? It's a great question, because CelSys doesn't tell us. At all. Cousin Mike, what do you mean they don't tell us? They have to tell us. No, they don't. They literally do not tell us. They didn't tell us on Twitter. They didn't tell us in the update post. They didn't tell me in an email. I emailed them asking about this new policy thing, saying, you have to be kidding me. This has to be a mistake. And they don't tell anywhere. Like, they even linked in their email, like, oh, look, we've changed it, so it's okay now. It's not okay. That's my problem. None of this is okay. This is where I'm gonna word this in the most polite way I can, because I have a vicious dislike for always online DRM. Because if I bought the software, whatever. We're just gonna get into this, because, like, I'm trying to be polite, and not swear and be angry, even though I am very angry. So, why, when I bought the perpetual license, am I being required to ask the company if I can use the software, when the answer can only be, yes, paying customer, you purchased a perpetual license, so you are allowed to use this software whenever, wherever you want. That should be the only answer. I purchased the perpetual license, why do I have to sign in? There's no reasoning around this. And this, authenticator doesn't help paying customers. It's not a good thing. There's no bonus to it. I don't even see how it helps CelSys. Because, again, it's not going to hurt the pirates. The pirates are just going to go, wow, that's cute. I have to sign in. Remove that. Done. So, yeah, it's, like, their DRM only hurts paying customers. Do you think the pirates are authenticating? They just rip it out and laugh all the way to the pirate bank. It's only the paying customers that have to check in with CelSys, and like a lemon, to find out if we're allowed to, use the software that we own. Even Adobe, a company that people ran to Clip Studio to get away from, has a better DRM policy. How is that even possible when they only sell subscriptions? They only sell a subscription, and CelSys sells a perpetual license. So how is it possible that they offer a better check-in grace period? With Adobe, you get 30 to 90 days depending on the subscription length you get. So I don't know why they're doing this. As I've clearly stated, this can only hurt paying customers. Now this is where we get into, hypothetical, or, Cousin Mike's guessing. I don't think it's much of a guess, but I want that stipulation to be there, that, this is me speculating. There's the word I'm looking for. They're doing this because they want to ease users into a subscription mentality, even the perpetual license owners, to slowly erode our rights to access the software that we bought, and ease everyone into the future where they're just going to be selling perpetual license anymore. They just want to sell subscriptions because CelSys is a corporation, and like all corporations in the year 2023, they like money, and they really like subscription services because it's constant income of money, and, no one owns anything. If you want to keep using the software, even when you're not using it, you have to keep paying us. So, they don't want any of this pay once nonsense anymore. So they're trying, I would say, to ease us into that kind of mentality. And I find it completely unacceptable. So this is where I put my arm around CelSys' shoulder, and I go, buddy, pal, can you please revert this change to this DRM? I've made it entirely clear that the new DRM check-in system only hurts paying customers. It's a silly thing to do. It's a silly thing to do to the people who've chosen to purchase your software, because people don't have to purchase your software. They have either alternatives, or, let's be honest here, they can just be criminals and steal your software. And I'm a paying customer. I have version 1, and I have 2 copies now of version 2. And here I am, making a video talking about how I can't use the software that I own. That for some reason, I'm being expected to pay for, I'm being expected to sign in and ask a company if I can use software that I own. I purchased it. Why am I being asked to check in? It's unacceptable. I don't think any of us should have to do this, especially if we have a perpetual license. And I encourage everyone who's seeing this to contact CelSys. Contact them in an email. And on Twitter. Whenever they have an update thing, be polite. I'm not asking anyone to get their pitchforks and, march down there and, be jerks. Don't be jerks. That's not going to get us anywhere. That just gets the company to clam up and, call the community jerks. I encourage you to contact them and, in the most polite, professional way, say how it is not acceptable to have this DRM, this always online check-in thing here. It's unreasonable. I've explained it logically, it does not make sense. You bought a perpetual license. I have to check in. Why? Why did we make this change from V1 to V2? Besides my speculation. Right. So, I hope they change this, because I really like the software, and even if, I didn't, and I wanted to get out of this, I'm really, that's kind of the problem. I'm stuck with the software. Because my comic, all of my art, it's all done in Clip Studio, so I don't have any means of opening any of these files without it. I can't go to the competition and, switch off. So I'm really, they got me by the throat here. But I don't think it has to be this way. I think they can change this. I don't think they will, but I really would, like them to do this. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. Sorry for the long tangent. I'm not really one to do these, and, even with writing notes, I feel like I waffled on a whole bunch, but hopefully I explained it well enough to you, even though it's not clear, because like I said, we don't know how many days between check-ins. Not that we should have to do so. But, again, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and, see ya.